Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we are taking a look at something pretty different. This is an Analogue Pocket. So I pre-ordered this about, I don't know, whenever it launched, like a year ago. And I just got it in the mail a few days ago, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to take a look at it. So I got the Pocket itself, which, if you see there, is Analogue Pocket in black. Comes with USB cable, and I got a bunch of accessories with it. So I got a Game Gear adapter, which I thought would be pretty cool. Putting those to the side. I also got a tempered glass for the console, and I got a impact resistant transparent case. So yeah, I'll leave a link to everything that I got, I guess, down below. Basically, this should be, if I remember correctly, a like new version of the Game Boy Color, and it does more than, sorry, not Game Boy Color, Game Boy. And it does more than just Game Boy games. You can buy a bunch of accessories like I did for the Game Gear for other like retro-esque consoles, so you can play those games on one system, one modern, I guess, system that kind of looks nice with the screen instead of like getting a Game Boy. You know, if you're into classic stuff, that's cool, but a lot of people don't like doing their Game Boy mods with the IPS screens and Game Gears with them. I've kind of done both, so I don't mind it, but I also forgot I pre-ordered this a long time ago. But yeah, this is the console itself. So as you see, it looks very reminiscent of a Game Boy. Same kind of design on the back where the battery shell is. Your game adapter, your games are going to go in there. You have two bumper sticks here. Screen's exactly kind of the same like a Game Boy with the board around it. Your D-pad, 4 buttons. You have your analog button here, 2 other buttons here. Down below you have a USB-C charging port, headphone jack, and it's like a proprietary port, I guess, that was used maybe on Game Boys. I can't remember correctly, but that's what we get there. We get a little guide in here. I'm not going to open that. And of course we get our USB-C charging cable, which if you have any USB-C devices, you probably have a ton of those. So that's kind of it in the box. You don't get a charge or anything. I guess on the side here you have a micro SD port, and on the other side you have your volume up and down, and maybe an LED indicator. So let's power this bad boy on, I guess. If it has any juice, because it might not. Alrighty, so to actually turn on, you hold down the green button here. So that's your power button, and you have an LED status down there. Welcome to Pocket. We'll just go through the tutorial. So you continue A and B, essentially A, B, X, Y, if you're like an Xbox person. Analog menu's the menu button. Start, and it's going to be back, or select. Volume rocker on the left. Press both to mute. You hold these and you press this middle one and then up and down for brightness. Then left to right cycle. Sleep and wake is this. Hold for power, your usual. End user agreement. We don't need to, you know how it be. Update. So you can update it using a QR code. I'm not gonna do that. So this is the menu. It's pretty straightforward. I guess if we go to play cartridge, that's where a game would load, which there is no game in it. So I guess the first step should be putting a game in, huh? So we're going to try out a copy of Pokemon Blue. I'm guessing we just, yep. So this is a Game Boy game, as you see there. Sorry, Pokemon Yellow, not Blue. Pokemon Blue is actually my first Game Boy game that I've ever had. So this is, ooh, error. So I think one of my Pokemon games is like busted, so this might be the busted one, but we'll find out. Yeah, it's gonna give an error, which is fine. I might need to update it or something like that, but we'll power it off and we'll look at the second thing I got. So I think the second important device of this is the Game Gear adapter. So essentially, if you have a Game Gear, which I did a video on it, you can kind of get an adapter, and like I mentioned, there's a bunch of other ones you can get for other retro, I guess, handhelds from Analogue, so you can just have it in an all-in-one console. Ooh, this looks kind of fancy comparatively to the console. The see-through look kind of, in my opinion, throws it off from it being black, but it is what it is. So I guess we insert it like you would a Game Boy cartridge, and then we're gonna try out Blackjack, which is one of my, I don't know, random Game Gear games, and we're gonna sit that in, and it's gonna build up on your Analogue Pocket that much more. And let's see if this one works. Yeah, see? Sega. And our volume's on max. It actually looks really nice. It's not going to translate well, but it's definitely very bright, very vivid. Cool. So we're just gonna stop it there. I don't know how to play Blackjack at all. This was just one of those cartridges that came with that Game Gear that I replaced the screen on. So that's cool. I don't like the transparency. I think it throws it off, but if you get it, that's what you should expect. And as you see, it's just plug and play, so you don't need to worry about that. I'm not gonna open the tempered glass because it's a tempered glass. Like, we all know how that looks. It's gonna be a square that fits around the screen. I think the last thing to take a look at, which may or may not be useful to you, is I'm trying to open it. Is the case. Maybe you want a case for your your Analogue Pocket. Come on out. This is the case. It's, whoa, sorry about that. It's literally, whoa, just a transparent case. Yeah. And you fit it in like so. Then you throw this over it like so, and then you're off to the races. This reminds me of, and sorry for going off on this little rant, if any of you are from, like, I think it was the Pokemon 2000 movie, remember when Burger King had kids meals? They used to give out these like Pokemon Gold cards that were literally these like gold squares, like maybe a little bigger than this, and they would come in the giant Pokeball, and you would like lift it open, and then it would be like the gold card, and it would be in something similar to this, where it was like a little golden case. So yeah, to open it, I guess we're just, I don't even know how to open this thing. You press down, you press down here, and you just flip it up, and yeah. That's kind of all I have. I don't really have anything, didn't really have anything fancy to say, or so, it was just more so like, this is the Analogue Pocket, so, that's why. So we can do Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and GG, I don't remember what GG stands for, but I'm assuming we're gonna have to select Game Boy. And then you can go through all your settings, so like display mode, you have a bunch of different settings, color palette, same thing. Frame blending, sharpness, size, position, so you can mess around with all of this. Audio, controls, hardware, reset, same thing, so all of them are gonna have it. I guess this would be Game Gear, sorry, confusing myself. Pocket, and then you can choose your brightness. So this would be for the actual Analogue Pocket, Analogue OS, so it's on a beta, probably OS. Yeah, it's OS version 1.0b, so you, as you saw, there's an update, so I'll just run the update, you know, whenever. Tools, so there's Nanoloop 2, which is a digital artwork station for GBA for music creation and live performance. That's cool. GB Studio, which is a quick and easy to use drag and drop game creator, so that's cool. And then there's develop, and I guess SD card if you put it in. So there's like tons of stuff you can do here. So I think it was pretty cool. It's definitely pretty up there in pricing. I think all of this that you just saw was like $200 to $300, so it's definitely not on the cheap side, but it's pretty cool to me, and it definitely feels sturdy, and it has the weight that like an original fat Game Boy had. So I think it's cool. It's your choice if you want to get one or not. I don't know the shipping times because, like I said, mine was from a year ago and I just got mine, so you might be waiting a while also. But yeah, that's kind of what you should expect when you get your own Analogue Pocket, if you want one. If you don't, it's also cool. But yeah, this was very different, kinda. We'll be back to the regular scheduled program soon. I'm working on a few things here and there, so they'll come out when they come out. But yeah, if you like this stuff or have any other questions about the Analogue Pocket, please leave them down below. As always, like, comment, subscribe. That's always useful. And yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, see you guys in the next one. See ya.